So I flipped over to the other side of the building. I just wanted to show you something that you'll see on the floor plan that I'm going to choose to ignore in this particular case. At first glance, it looks like it's in the identical place. It's actually offset by about 6 inches, or actually 7 inches, because here the center measuring from the front of the building is 6.5, and this is done because the door is in here. But honestly, you could just keep this in the same spot if it's easier for you to measure, and then select, and you could move this door over. It's just a little complication that is sort of needless in this particular case. So I'm just going to keep the same measurement on here for the other side, and I'm going to pull a guideline just like I did before from the edge, and I'm going to pull it over 7 feet. And then we said, remember, we were splitting the window in half because we're going to do, the window itself is 6 feet 4 inches wide, and so we're going to do 3 feet 2 inches wide on one side. 3 feet 2 inches. There we go. And on the other side, we're going to do the same. 3 feet 2 inches. And so here's the space where our window is going to go. Now the other dimension that we have to add on here, we know how high it is from the top of the wall. We know where it's located on the wall in the width. But the next measurement we have to add is the length of the window. So we're going to go from this top measurement, and we're going to pull down the height of the window, which in this case is 3 foot 7 inches. And so our window is going to go in right here. So I'm going to do the same thing over on the other side. And pull this down 3 feet 7 inches. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to keep the windows the same, but you might remember that I did make some changes to the floor plan right here where I blocked off the door. So the only thing that's really going to be different here is that door on this side of the building will not be there. So I'm just going to stop talking now, and I'm going to go ahead and start to put in the rest of the measurements for the other windows. And you're going to see a lot of dotted lines here, but don't worry, we're going to get rid of them in a little bit. Okay, so this is a lot of lines. I've now put in the guidelines for where all the windows are going to go. The ones on the side here are the B windows. So I'm just going to, in this case, I'm just going to draw this in, and then I'm going to zoom in over to the other side, and it gets a little confusing in here, so I'm going to try to zoom in where I can actually see things better. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in the window, and here you can see in the lower right hand corner it says 6'4" by 3 and 7 inches, and that's actually the size of the B window. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the door. And remember, when you do the door, you want to stay above that 1 foot mark because that indicates where our deck is. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in the other windows. Now these guidelines can get kind of confusing, so you can go, if you want to just get rid of them, you can go up to guides and then uncheck them. However, if you go to do a guide again like this, and you click and you drag, it won't show up. So the reason that's happening is because you've hidden the guides. So one of the things, if you do want to use the guides again, the only other way to kind of get rid of them is to mouse over it with the eraser tool, and you should be able to get rid of the guides that way. So you can start to do that, but be careful because you don't want to erase the ones you want to keep. So now we're going to push and pull these all in. So I'm going to highlight, use the push-pull tool, highlight over it, start to push it in, and instead of pushing it all the way through, I'd like you to type the actual wall thickness, 6 inches. And you can also just go around, and once you've typed that in, SketchUp will remember it, and you can mouse around to all your windows and just double click that to make the openings for all of your windows. And there you have it.